some games you're on the mic, which is really fun. You feel like you could call in an AC-130 in Call of Duty kind of thing. It's really sweet. It's got a whole headset, but that's really fun. And you're between the video people, the sound people, the dancers, the MC. So that's really interesting because that's kind of you're coordinating everything. You have a timing script that coordinates all the videos that come on the jumbotron, all the sound that gets played, all the music, and it's a lot more difficult than you would think. So that's really fun. You could be helping out the mascot, which is less fun, but also part of the job.
Graham Robbins is a senior communication studies major at Furman University. He has an internship with the Greenville Swamp Rabbits hockey team. For this internship, he works 3 days a week at the Bon Secours Wellness Arena.
I work 3 days a week, and during the day, it's pretty much mostly general office stuff. Making copies of like promotional kits and whatnot. Like when we have games and whatnot, that's actually a lot more fun. That's when you're on the mic and you're doing game ops and stuff like that, which is a little more interesting because you're like kind of the middleman between the video people, the sound people, kind of pulling everything together and making sure everything runs smoothly. So that's definitely interesting. That's a lot of fun. My favorite part for sure. I've always had an interest in going into sports marketing. That's what my dad did for a long time, and I just applied for it. The guy who was the president when I originally started, he actually worked with my dad, or worked around my dad for a while, I guess. I think they were there at separate times, but yeah. So it was good. It was a good connection to have, and definitely helped in the process.
While Graham is not exactly sure which job path he will take in the sports media market in the future, he is hopeful that this internship will help set him on the right track and give him the experience that he needs to have a successful career once he graduates.
I want to go into sports marketing after school. Where that might be, I don't necessarily know. It's a pretty sporadic market to get into. It's pretty random. I hope that I'll have some good connections that'll help me out with that. I hope that I can use the Swamp Rabbits internship to kind of forego some of the less experienced people with, actually having some sort of experience and being able to say that I've actually been hands-on with the actual, process of it all, which is a lot more difficult than you would think when you go to a game. There's a lot more behind the scenes than you would think. So I'm hoping to use that as a huge jumpstart, but I don't necessarily know where I would end up right outside of school. Furman and Bon Secours Wellness Arena actually have a kind of a setup, I think, and Furman has like they have their own entrance, and so it kind of relates back in the sense that I think that the actual like Greenville Swamp Rabbits is a really great way to build kind of the Greenville community and the Furman community because first of all it's cheap, which is nice, but also it's just fun. It's a very community feel. You're running with a very small crowd of people that like hockey in Greenville, so that's in itself hard enough. But it's fun. It's a really good time. I think that Furman, and it's like we've had date functions there before that are usually a good time, and those are definitely fun. And I think that's a great way to kind of bring everyone together. I also know that Furman has the like the night at the well or whatever. They have a couple basketball games there this year, so. That's actually pretty cool because they have Swamp Rabbits games right after those, so everyone should come out.
During his time here at Furman, Graham has learned a lot from his communication courses that he will take into his life after college.
The ability to actually be able to communicate effectively is really important. I think that's something it's something that's taken for granted. I think it's something that people don't think is really that important until you're actually thrown in a situation where you're talking to 6 different people at once on that's pretty difficult in itself. Everyone has their own personality and their own triggers and their own, whatever. And so I think that's definitely something that you have to take into account, being able to communicate with 6 different people, being able to, manage all of those personalities in one and still be able to run a clean show. So I think that's something that is definitely I picked up from communication studies major for sure.
Yeah, you like that?